you said 10 to 15 years is pushing it. Sorry, but it gives me the ick.
Yep.
All I think
I know
about.
you guys don't like that, but it does
It's
give-
weird. You say it's weird, gives you the ick, and that it's pushing it and it's gross. So, can you make an argument?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I know that I'm projecting because I too have been. Okay, let me start over. So
You've been in one of those relationships, haven't you?
Yes, actually, I have. I was underage dating someone that was 5 years older than me. Now looking back on it, it is gross. It does, to me, that gave the P vibe, if you know what I'm saying.
But what about the 18-year-olds and them engaging in an age gap relationship?
Okay, so the way I'm looking at it is if I'm talking about bigger age gaps, like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, me too.
So what I'm looking at is like, okay, and I know this is wrong. Me and my husband even agrees that the way I look at this is wrong. So like if you've been with someone, let's say they're 10 years younger than you, I just look back at the fact that you were 10 years old and they were a baby. To me, I just see that as kind of gross, but that's where I was going with that.
Okay, so how come it doesn't give you incest vibes that you could be dating somebody who's the same age as your brother?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if that really relates.
Oh, well, I don't see how it doesn't. If it gives you the vibe. So what you're saying, how could you date somebody that young? Maybe that could be your daughter. That could be, this is where we're going with this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if that is the case, then how come it doesn't give you incest vibes to date somebody around your own age? They could be your brother. They could be, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
So I don't even understand the argument. It literally makes no sense to me. If that person, if you date a woman who's 15 years younger than you and you say, well, that's like dating your daughter. Okay, well then if you date a man who's 3 years older than you, that's like dating your brother. Does that even make sense to you?
I mean, that part doesn't, but I don't know.
No,
It could just be because
it's a completely nonsensical worldview. It makes no sense whatsoever.
And I said that. I said I was projecting.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just letting you know, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's just
Yeah, you make a
nonsensical.
valid point. I already know that I'm projecting. I already said it. It's just how I feel.
Okay. So it just gives you the ick.
Yep. Literally, it gives me the ick.
Well, what if a woman wants that? Like, let's say an 18-year-old is trying to get with a 40-year-old, like women do sugar daddies or whatever. What if that's the situation? She's pursuing him.
Is that
I still think
works?
it's gross.
Do you pursue the man in the whole sugar baby situation?
I don't know. I've never done it.
I've been approached to be a sugar baby, but they've always just like hopped in my DMs. And I'm like, you're probably fake.
Because I know, well, I'm not friends with them anymore, but back when I first was in college, I knew women would go on apps to literally look for that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that there are apps that like hold it, but
I don't think I've ever seen like an 18-year-old approach a 40-year-old and try and do that. I've always seen the opposite. Like I've always seen men approaching women in my life. So I don't
even
know.
when women are older, does that give you the ick?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Well, let me give you a personal anecdote. So I'm 35. I've had multiple women who are like 19, 20, 21 slide into my DMs. Did somebody say ooh? Did you just say ooh?
Yeah, but they're like fresh out of high school, and that's like.
If you're 19, you're in college, finishing starting your.
Sophomore.
So you think it should be criminalized then?
No, but I don't know.
I said they were DMing me.
Yeah, but like why?
Because they're interested in him.
You don't, well, like, let's look at some, like, really successful older men. Like Henry Cavill, Ryan Reynolds. You don't think, like, 19, 20, 21-year-old women aren't attracted to these men?
Leo, who only
Leonardo
dates
DiCaprio, yeah.
until they're 25. My fiance is 10 years older than me.
But does it still give you the ick if the woman's the initiator?
I mean, it is kind of weird. Like, why are you trying to date someone that's
So much
older?
older than-
I don't know.
Well, let me reframe. Does it give you as much of the ick?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little less, but
Yeah.
it's still a little gross, in my opinion.
Why? Why is it gross?
You're just, I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. It kind of just comes back to like when you
I
were.
got the ick.
Yeah.
It gave me the ick. And I don't like that shit because it gave me the ick, right? That's
Yeah.
what it comes down to, really, right?
Yeah.
I want
mean,
to.
honestly, it
I
just
actually
does.
I actually want to tackle this from a different perspective. So, let me just grant you all that it's icky, gross, creepy, predatory, whatever. I'll just grant it to you. Make an actual compelling argument in terms of the benefits to the man for why he should date, for example, a 35-year-old over a 25-year-old.
Well,
Make an actual compelling argument to the benefits to the man.
I mean, there's not really a benefit for the man.
Okay. I'm open to hearing from the rest of the panel. Make an actual argument.
Maybe maturity.
Yeah,
I was gonna say they're
maturity.
probably emotionally more
Does
mature.
maturity also sometimes come with baggage and trauma and you're less good looking?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think maturity, the benefit of maturity is going to outweigh 10 years of aging
No.
in terms of a woman's beauty?
No.
But
She's
if a
more
man
fertile
wants
when she's
And
younger.
actually, the reality is this whole trope of older women being more mature. There's plenty of young women who are mature and plenty
Of older women
old
who are
women
immature.
who are incredibly immature.
It's true.
It's not like you turn 30 and all of a sudden you're not toxic, you're not a piece of shit, you're not a pain in the ass to deal with. All this shit, it stays and it gets worse a lot of times. If you have like any sort of mental illness, that shit gets worse as you get older.
Oh, absolutely.
It's 100% true. Some of the worst women I know are old ladies, bro. They're fucking old
They're
ladies.
Karens.
Me and Andrew have encountered them on the show. God damn, bro. If me and Andrew get into a bad argument, like an argument with like a 22-year-old and we disagree or whatever, it ends at the show. Some of these older women want to have a fucking vendetta for fucking months because there was a disagreement.
For real?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's not a joke. Yeah,
I ain't
they'll-
joking
They
around.
hold
They're-
grudges.
They create spy dossiers. No joke. Little spy dossier. It's insane how this goes because there was an adversarial conversation.
Yeah.
So it's understood that pressing some of these issues on us or back on you guys in an adversarial way can be uncomfortable. Like, I understand that, but that doesn't mean it comes from a place of bad will or meanness or cruelty. It just means that dating in modernity is adversarial, and so the questions that are asked around it are super uncomfortable often. And having to actually think about why it is that you believe what you do is also uncomfortable sometimes.
I still have not heard a compelling reason why a man should date a 35-year-old woman over a 25-year-old woman.
I don't really know if there is a compelling reason on my end. I feel like it's what they.
So then why should they be barred from dating younger women if you can't even make a compelling argument to the contrary?
I think the only argument that there could be made is that if he actually can't have kids and the woman already has kids and he wants to share with those kids.
How common of a scenario is that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I'm trying to figure this out. Can you repeat that to me?
Okay, so
I
let's
think
say
I understand what she's saying. So I think what she's trying to say,
like a
the
fertility
only
thing.
reason
Yeah.
why a 35-year-old man would pick a 35-year-old woman over a 25-year-old woman, the 35-year-old woman is more likely to have children than the 25-year-old. And if he's infertile, his only chance to have children would be through
no.
adopting.
No, I don't think
No,
that's what she's saying, Brian.
No,
Oh.
I'm saying that he's infertile, and the only reason a man would even be with a woman that is older if she has kids and he couldn't have kids.
Wait, isn't that exactly what I'm? That's what I'm saying.
That's what
No, she's inferring something totally different here. Go ahead, finish the thought.
I'm just saying the only reason a man would probably be with a woman is if she has kids and he literally cannot have kids, and he loves these kids, and he'd be like, all right, I want to be with this woman.
Isn't that what I'm saying?
Okay, well then that
that
is what Brian was saying. I thought you were going somewhere totally different, but Brian was totally right. That's exactly what
I'm
he was
sorry.
W.
saying. Yeah, that is a W. Brian. L. Andrew.
W. Brian.
Because, yeah, that was W. Brian.
Okay.
He takes it on that one.
Yeah, I just.
I don't really think there's a big reason, though.
Well, I think. Do you feel it's gross because the man's predatory? Is that it? It's predatory.
See, it's
Okay,
a big
he's
word.
I think that's the
30.
initial thought.
He's 31. She's 21.
I think that's a stereotype.
I
It's
don't
still just
see. I
10
think
years.
it's just like an age from like 18 to 20 that it's still kind
You
of
don't
it's
touch
still on
18
the
to
cusp of
20-year-olds.
being
What's that?
really
You don't
close.
touch 18 to 20-year-olds. They're still teenage. Like 18 and 19, that's
Well,
still
you're
a
not
teenager.
you're not a teenager if you're 20.
No, if you're 20, no, but you're still more prone to doing bad and making bad decisions than you would
So
if you're
should 18
older.
to 20-year-old women not be able to vote?
No.
I think it's all out
Wait,
the
so
window
just to
once
be
you turn
clear,
18.
they can join the military, they can buy a firearm, they can get 5 figures, 6 figures of student loan debt, they can sign legally binding contracts, and they can vote, but they can't make a determination as to having a consensual romantic and sexual relationship with a man who's a bit older than her?
I didn't say they can't. I said what I mean is more your responsibility as an older adult is to just not seek that. Because if you're like over here at like, well, because you said 31 and 21.
Sure.
10 years to me is like whatever. That's fine.
Okay,
So
30,
like the
35
31
and 20. 15 years.
Oh, sorry, I did not register that in my brain. 35 and 20.
Yeah, let's say that's it.
I mean, 15 years, that's still slightly weird to me. I don't know why you can't just find someone your own age.
That's pushing
Well,
it
I
for
mean,
me
that just
too.
kind
The
of goes
man
for
is
anyone.
motivated to date a younger woman because
Fertility.
she's
'Cause she's
fertility.
prettier.
No, it's not.
No, it's fertility.
not. It's literally she can bear his children. She has a higher chance of success of carrying a successful pregnancy.
Can a 31-year-old woman not do that?
Her chances of success decline rapidly
Yeah.
once she hits 30.
They decline, but it's not impossible.
No, they can still get pregnant, but
Yeah. It's not like you're just completely poof.
well, I think perhaps the argument is, I mean, there's a biological basis for this beyond just the actual, like, I don't think a man intellectualizes she's fertile, but because men are programmed to find fertility attractive, they will find more youthful, for example, more
For me,
youthful
I think
adult
it's
women
just they're
attractive.
sexier.
Huh?
For me, I think it's just they think younger women are sexier. I mean, that's what I've heard from nothing but men. It's like, yeah,
I don't
well, why
object to
wouldn't?
that.
Why,
Yeah, they're more physically
Yeah.
attractive.
Yeah, and that's just weird to me.
It's what?
That's just kind of like I get it, but at the same time, it's weird to me.
Why is it weird?
What do you think attraction is for? Why do you think men and women are attracted to each other? What do you think the ultimate purpose of that
Well,
would
but
be?
like I'm just thinking, if you're attracted to an 18-year-old, what's to say that attraction can't then bend to a 17-year-old just because she's hot?
Yeah,
That's not
so
what we're-
we can tackle all of that at the kind of the same time. What do you think men and women are attracted to each other for? What is the purpose of, from an evolutionary standpoint, of them being attracted to each other? What is the purpose of that?
For procreation and pleasure.
For procreation, right?
And pleasure.
Well, it wouldn't be, I mean, it's a pleasurable act, but the purpose of the act itself would not be for pleasure, it would be for procreation, right? Isn't that the primary edict, is to reproduce?
Mm-hmm.
So if that is true, then why wouldn't it be true that through this kind of evolutionary model, that men would be the most attracted to women who had the highest likelihood of being able to reproduce. Those women are going to be between about the ages of 18 and 26, right in that window. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I
But
also,
then
Yeah.
why not just
So then, not only would it not be weird, wouldn't it be like almost a biological certainty, like that most men would be attracted to women who were between 18 and 26 more than any other kind of group of women?
Sure, maybe it'd be a certainty. But I mean, then why not just find that person when you are that age?
Yeah, well, I mean, but we're talking about attraction, right?
Yeah, you still find those people attractive at that age when you're the same age.
Yeah, no, I get it, but what's actually the problem
Why
if
not?
the opposite is true? So wouldn't it also make sense from an evolutionary standpoint that women would find men who are older to be attractive because they would associate this with a wider array of survivability? No?
I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I've never like dated an older man, but like you talked about the like age being too close to like a brother or something. I've dated a younger guy where I had that experience where I was like, oh, you're actually like kind of the same age as my brother. And I was just like, that's icky. Thanks. So I backed off. And like,
So if you had a twin brother, you're
That's-
basically screwed over if you date anybody your own age?
I'd date someone older. I'd date someone maybe like a year or so older. That's fine. But like, why?
So, but that's like dating your brother because he's only a year older,
No.
right? How would that not be? Couldn't you have a brother who was only a year older?
I mean, yeah, you could have a brother who's only a year older, then date 2 years older, date 3 years older, date.
Yeah, but
Younger.
but I don't understand why that's necessary. Like, why would that be something which is even necessary? If you're attracted to a guy who's 3 years older than you and you have a brother that's 3 years older than you, who gives a shit? Why would that even be problematic?
I also think that a lot of
Hang on. Let her
Oh,
answer.
sorry.
Let her answer.
I mean, I don't know why it would be problematic, but like just for me personally, I felt like it was problematic because like, I don't know, my brother's younger and he's like 2 years younger, so it just felt weird for me to like be with someone who was the same age as my little brother. I don't know.
Okay, so I understand from your personal perspective, it gives you the ick.
Ginger donated $199.99. My husband and I just got married Wednesday and there is a 27-year age gap. We have been together for 6 years. Honestly, nothing is weird about it. Both consenting adults.